Good morning, guys, and welcome back to my channel. For today, I'm going to be showing you how the HubSpot architecture works, from the global navigation to the automation and to the record database. One of the most common issues I've found out amongst HubSpot administrators or startup organizations who use HubSpot is that they use only 10% of the features that HubSpot has provided for them. That is the minimal use of the HubSpot CRM. They do not make use or maximize the usage of this CRM. There are so many features in HubSpot that can help to streamline your business and boost your sales and marketing strategies just sitting in this CRM. So today I'm going to be doing a holistic view of what the front end you see looks like when properly used and what the back end looks like, which is the engine powerhouse of HubSpot where every configuration is done. I'm going to be explaining in two phases. I'm going to be explaining as an end user, which is as a startup organization that is using a CRM, and also for HubSpot administrators who are doing the configurations. So let's just do an overview of what the home page of the HubSpot looks like when you log into your HubSpot account. Once you have logged into your HubSpot account, you are going to be seeing the HubSpot logo starting from the top left corner, and then you're going to be seeing the search HubSpot bar, which helps you to search up your metadata, like search for records or contacts or any record that you have created or whatever tags you've created in your account. It helps you to search your metadata to pull out information easily. The next is the plus button, which is the create new button. This helps you to create new contacts or new deals. Contacts are people in your ecosystem, your clients, your partners, or companies. Companies are just people, are just organizations that are partnering with you or are your clients. Now, the difference between contact and company is that a contact can be a representation of a company record. Let me give you an instance. My name is Ife and I'm working with Microsoft. So I am Ife as a contact, and then company I'm working for is Microsoft and is sitting right under the company object. So I will be attached to the company record as a staff of that company or a contact or representative of that company. You can also create your deals from here, which are your revenue pipelines, opportunities, and tickets, which can be issue raised by internal users like bug reports or just similar issues or external issues raised by clients or your tax. Now you can go over to the next icon here is the calling icon, which helps you to make phone calls through the HubSpot CRM. A lot of organizations do not use this calling system because they do not know how to maximize the usage. HubSpot provides you 5 numbers. I think the list is 5 numbers for you to make call with, and they also provide some credit for you depending on your license which you have purchased. These 5 numbers can be shared amongst 5 users, and the credits can be shared amongst them. The credit renews at every month interval, at each new month. So when you make calls and you might not exceed your limit, it doesn't roll over. What happens is that it refreshes every month, and then HubSpot gives you a credit depending on the type of license you are using. Also, you can connect a third-party app. Maybe your company is using Vonage to make calls. You can integrate Vonage into HubSpot and also make call using this icon. Next to it is the marketplace. This is where I'm talking about the connecting of third-party app comes into play. So the marketplace is where you go and find third-party apps. Let me show you what it looks like. So when you go to your marketplace and probably you want to integrate Facebook directly into your HubSpot, you can come here and search for Facebook as a third-party app and integrate it. So let's search for Facebook, and then you can see all the Facebooks that you can integrate here. These are all the socials here. The Facebook app by HubSpot. Is it the messenger you want, or the Facebook for Meta ad, or the Pixie Facebook, or the comments or the Instagram. So depending on whatever third party app you are looking for, you can come here and search for it. There are also other apps, not just socials. There is Vonage for call, there is on your one system, there is Ultra, Twilio. Whatever you want to integrate, this is just like going to market to find what you're looking for your account. Now, there are always documentation guides. You're going to see the overview of how it's supposed to work when you have integrated or installed it properly. You can see the pricing or the features. You can see the setup guide here, the requirements. Is it compatible with your plan? Does it require account permissions? Do you have to go to Vonage as well to purchase their license? So these are all you need to go through before you actually install or integrate a third-party app. You are going to go through the reviews to see whether people are complaining or not. So you are going to see people comments over here, and then the pricing, and integrate whatever you want to integrate. So this is what the marketplace is all about. This next button is the help button. It helps you to raise issues directly to HubSpot, or to go to HubSpot community to find answers to frequently asked questions. The next is the settings bar. So let me take a step back. When you want to go and reach out to HubSpot when you have purchased the license and you are probably experiencing an issue, you can just click on the help button and then actually email support or chat support. This is a live chat. You can also view your support inbox from here to see your current conversations and the resolution plan that have been in place. And then this is the settings. This is the icon that takes you to the back end of your HubSpot account where all configurations are being done. But I'm going to be going there once I'm done with explaining what the interface that we are looking at looks like. Then this is the notification item, the notification bell. This notifies you when either a user has been assigned, a contact has been assigned to you, there is an overdue task, there's an email message that has been assigned to you, or what have you. Now this is an AI assistant that comes with HubSpot, and then this is your profile. This is where you can create a user from. You can see your profile present and preferences. You can change your image, your logo here. Let's talk about the most important feature here, which is the account and billing. One thing that most people do not take cognizance of while setting up their account is the account and billing. This helps you prioritize people that you send marketing emails to, right? So when you come to your account and billing, you should be able to go over to your usage and limit tab. This usage and limit tab is what is going to show you the credits that HubSpot have given you and when you are about to exceed the limit on this credit. It's very necessary and crucial you go here most times to evaluate it once weekly, once in a week, or bi-weekly, or once in a month, or bi-monthly, depending on how large your contacts are. You can then also come to the most important part, which is your marketing contact. These marketing contacts are contacts in your organization or your HubSpot account that you can send out marketing emails to. Remember, HubSpot is a marketing platform, right? And HubSpot gives you a certain number. Some are giving 5,000 depending on your license you are sitting on, either the sales enterprise, the marketing enterprise, or the marketing professional license. Depending on what license you have purchased, you will be given the number of marketing contacts that is accrued to those users of that type of license. And what this does is that it controls the number of marketing emails that you are sending out from your org. So when this limit has been met, you are either increasing by paying HubSpot, or you are decreasing your existing contacts, marketing contacts limit. So it's very crucial to evaluate this as an organization and also as an admin. This also comes into play when you are embedding forms in your HubSpot through your website. But we're not going to talk about it now because there are some setups you do and it automatically checks for marketing contact once a contact has been created. but I always require you to turn that off so that your marketing contact does not skyrocket without you knowing. So let's go over to let's just explain the tabs that we are seeing from the home page. We have explained everything on this navigation bar, and the next thing I want to explain is the entirety of the home page. So the entirety of the home page is customizable depending on how you want it. So you can just come here and click customize and move themes around. You can move your meetings to the top or to the bottom and then save it according to how you want it. You can connect your calendar from here, but I suggest that when you want to connect your calendar, you go through the back end and connect the exact calendar that you use in your organization. You can connect your email as well, which is why we have the inbox from the back end and the inbox set up. Then we have the bookmark. The bookmark is just for quick access. For instance, as an admin, I mostly go to check workflows. If you check my recent visits or recent activities here, you can see that I frequently visited the workflows and the emails. So I can actually bookmark my workflow and not go down to the end to find workflows from the automation bar. So we have the CRM, which is where we have the both custom and standard objects. You can navigate to your contact from here, your companies, your deals, your tickets, your orders, and other mini objects. This is also your marketing tool where you can create your campaigns and set up your assets and targets. You can create your marketing emails here. You can do your social post agent. You can create your socials. You can create ads and connect ads accounts. You can create your events and forms here. This is just the entirety of the marketing tool, and then when we come to the back end, we are going to see how to also set it up. This is your content creating tab where you can create your create your website pages, your landing pages, your blog posts, videos, podcasts, depending on the type of license your account is sitting on. Then we have the sales workspace, which is where we are going to be seeing our lead. So the lead is not an actual object. I always see it as a mini object in HubSpot. It's not an actual object in HubSpot. So we have the companies here, we have the deals, we have the tasks, we have the schedule meetings, we have the dashboard. The lead is not here because this is just a trial account, and usually in a paid version you're going to be seeing your leads here, your deals, your tasks, your schedules, and your dashboard. You can create tasks from here, and it's just more like the mini home page of your sales workspace. Now you're going to see your target account, prospecting, agents, documents, and all whatnot that belongs to the sales tool. So we have the CRM, which is the record database. We have the marketing tools, and we have the sales workspace. This can also be regarded as a marketing tool because it helps you to create content for your marketing and your targeted ads. It can also come to commerce, especially for those who are into supply chain and management. You can create your quotes here, list your products, raise invoices. You can also create payments or integrate payment links. You can create subscriptions and so many things that have to do with sales and invoice and orders and invoices, right? Then this is your service for those who have access to the service cloud. This helps you to create a knowledge base. It also helps you to create chat flows and customer agents, but we are not doing that for this particular video. We are just going to go through the overview of what it looks like. We also have the data management where you can do your enrichment, data modeling, data quality, event management, and integration. We are going to go through this one after the other, but it might not be on this exact video. So the purpose of this video is just to do a holistic view of what the interface looks like and then what the back end looks like. Now we are going to do some mini practicals, but let's just explain what all this icon stands for. We have the automation tool where we can see the overview of our automation, if we can review automation issues, bugs, and track our history of automations here. And then this is the workflow where you can actually build your workflows, which is the powerhouse or the major feature of a CRM. And then we can see the reporting. The reporting helps you to analyze your data in your org, and then the dashboard helps you to visualize the data in your report. And then we can see the Breeze Studio and development and expand navigation if we want to. So this is the entirety of what the front end looks like. Now let's go over to our CRM and go over to the contact to see what contact looks like in HubSpot. So I'm going to be taking this one after the other. We have our contacts here, and this is the list of other objects that can be associated to these contacts, right? And this is a list view. This can be called this place, or these things here are list views, right? These are list views that are created by HubSpot defaultly by HubSpot. This list view is called all contact because all contact sits here. It does not have an advanced filter. So if you want to filter the type of contact that sits in a particular list view, you are going to click on the filter and then add your criteria here. Let's say you want contacts that the emails are unknown, which means the email contacts that do not have email should not sit here. So you can say email is unknown, right? These two contacts are going to disappear here because I know the emails, and this is how the list view automatically works. It helps you to group your contacts. Now when you go to the second list view, which is called the open opportunity, we have the open opportunities list view, which is why we have an advanced filter here. So if you go to this filter, it says the list status is open. So when the list status of any contact is open, it's going to sit here. So let me show you practically what I mean. So when we open this contact here, I'm going to update the list status to open, and you will see that it's going to sit on the list view, right? So the list status is null. So I will just change it to open, and it automatically saves the changes. And when we go back to our contacts and go to the list view of open opportunities, we are going to be finding this contact sitting under open opportunities. Now you see the list status is here and it's open. And then these are other list views. You can actually rename a list view by clicking on rename and change it to whatever name you want to give it. Let me say just open. You can edit and then save this. You can also manage the sharing, which is managing the access or the number of users that have access to this particular list view. Assuming the list view is containing a vital information and it's just for a team of users, you can manage sharing by updating to this is currently accessible by everyone, or you can change it to private, or you can change it to team. So when it's on private, it means only you have access to this list view, but when it's on team, you can select a team and give the access to the team. This team is currently grayed out here because this is a trial account. So let me leave it on everyone, and then we go to the next one. The next one is the table view. You can actually change the position of your list view to either the board view, which will display like this using the stages, and then you can also change to report view, which will show you the data by visuals, right? You can also change to calendar view. Depends on what you want to be looking at. It shows you the calendar side by side with your contacts here. Now we can let me change it back to the table view, which is what I want. And then this is the table settings. depends on what you want. The pagination, you can either say you want 25 contacts per page or 50 or 100. The row and the height, you can decide to compact it, you can decide to make it comfortable or leave it at default, right? So these are just the few settings you have in your contact page. So you can edit your columns. The columns are just these headers. You can select fields to display, you can remove a field to display. So you can remove these by clicking X, move to the top, and then search for an unavailable field here among the selected columns and move over to this place. So this is how you edit your columns to show the visibility of fields without going into the contacts. You can also filter your contacts. So when you filter your contacts by either of what is here, you will actually see the criteria, the contacts that meet the certain criteria that you have set up for. You can always sort by create date, descending or ascending. You can watch out the metrics, you can export your records, and then you can clone this view. Cloning is creating exactly this type of view but for a different reason. And when you clone a view, it appears here as the next list view that you have. Now you can add contacts to this by creating new contacts or importing. So I'm going to be doing an import, especially to demonstrate to startups how to migrate their data from the spreadsheet into this HubSpot account, or for HubSpot administrators on how to migrate contacts from spreadsheet into the HubSpot account. First thing we need to know is that when you want to import your records, it needs to be in CSV folder. So I'm going to be, for the purpose of this video, generating a dummy file, and a dummy file that has dummy records to import in this account, so that we will see how it looks like. So let's just import some sample records. Let me show you how to import some sample records and into your HubSpot by creating or generating dummy data. So I'm going to use a data generating page for dummy data. Let's go to generatedata.com. I usually use generate data, but there are others like Mocaro, Chatbrew. The generate data is very simple, and for upcomers or beginners, you can take a tour while on the page to see what it looks like. But if you want to follow me, you can actually just select the fields that you want. I will choose the name, the phone number, and the email for the dummy address, and then I'm going to choose the list for the list status, which is a pick list type of field, and then I'll choose the data format. Usually every CRM or HubSpot uses CSV, so your data must be in CSV form or format before you can be able to import it into HubSpot. So I'm going to also select street address and maybe currency if there is an amount field. But before you generate any data, you need to go over to your contact and look at the existing fields. So we have the name, the email, the phone number, the company name. So I'm going to be selecting company name. We have the list status, we have the life cycle stage, but let me just do few. Company name, list status, life cycle stage. So company name, let me say list or so. So let's just use Word as well, and then select the data format and generate. It will show you how your data is going to look like when it's being generated. So the names here is going to bring out a first name and a surname, and then a phone number will be like this, and then an email will be just a random source, and then a list, well, I will change the name of the list to list status so that it will meet the criteria of our list status, and then I'll customize it and then say it should list not numbers for me, just list open. I just want the open list status to be what every contact is going to be. The street address, no option is available. The currency, I'm going to remove the currency because there is no amount field there. The fixed number of words should be company name, company name, company name, and then we can do life cycle stage, which we saw here as lead here. So we can also add one row and select the type of data here. I'm going to select list. List is for pick list field, which is just giving you multiple options, but I'm not using the range of numbers they put here, so I'm going to just use lead. Now if you want to read what your data is going to look like, the name, phone number, email, list status, company address, company name, and list. So for this list, I'm going to change it to life cycle stage. Life cycle stage, and it has changed here. So the first name is Olivia Christian, the number, the email, the number, the email, the address, the company name, the fixed number of words, which is for just the, let me see, this is for the list cycle, but let's just generate and see what it looks like. Okay, so we generate and it's going to ask us the number of data we want. I'm just going to generate 10 data for the purpose of this, and click on generate. It will generate, and then you download your data in your CSV form. So this is the data here, and when you go to your Excel, you are going to see the data. But we are assuming that we are a startup organization, so we have this data as our actual clients. So you can see the phone name, the phone number, the email, the list status, the address, the company name, and then the life cycle stage here, right? So this is the entirety of data we have generated, and it's 10 in number. Let's go back to our Excel, our HubSpot, and then import records, right? If you click on import, either ways you are creating contacts. So we are importing using a file. You can import records using a file, or you can sync from two connected apps, or you can transfer data through smart tools, or you can make sense of intent data. But for now, we are just importing data in a manual spreadsheet. Now we click on import data, and then we click on quick import. Right, click on quick import, which will help us to import our contacts. So if we do not want to import into contacts, we can go back and click on advanced import. This will help you to even import across multiple objects, especially when they have association or record IDs that can associate them together in HubSpot, or when they have unique identifiers, which is similar emails. It can also serve as a connector to associate multiple records, but we are going to talk about that down the line in the part of this training. So let's import a contact through here. We select contacts, and we can also select other objects that can easily be associated to contacts, but for now we are importing just the contacts. So are you creating new contacts, or you are just creating and updating, or you are updating existing contacts? But we are creating new contacts only, so I'm just going to select create new contacts. But if there is a case where you have your contacts and you just want to update a field, you should be able to create and update contacts, or just update existing contacts only using a unique identifier. Now we are going to talk about the unique identifier, but not for now. Let's just create a new contact, and then choose a file, which is the file that we have just downloaded. I'll select the file that I've just generated data from. Do you want to create contact to contact association with this import? No, we do not want that, because we do not have related contacts here. And then we select next, and takes time to load. So it's showing that it creates record, and it has found an error out of the out of the 10 rows that have been scanned. So the error is just in the email address, and then let's see what the error is. So this is not a valid email address. Let's just replace it with maybe monadave@gmail.com. We have validated this email address, so it's going to replace this with the email address. But where you are importing real data, you should be able to go back to the email, to the original file, and correct this before you update. Or when you import, you track the errored record and update the actual email on the record. So we click on done. The essence of being an admin is to figure out what is causing errors. So if you're an admin and you're not solving errored issues, that means your work has not started. Now we have seen that this corresponds with all the fields. So name here is going into contact properties, so we are going to select the property is going to go into. I'm going to just say name or company name. Right now we have the phone number mapped to the phone number, the email mapped to the email, the list status mapped to the list status, the address mapped to the street address, company name. I'm going to choose company name here. Oh, it has been mapped to the name. So let's just change this company name here to first name. Right? And then leave the company name as the company name. And then the company name has been deselected from here. So while we are at this, we should be able to say the company name, to return the company name back to company name, and then the life cycle is actually marked to the life cycle stage. This is why naming convention is very important. So when you see that you have fields that are supposed to match a certain field, I advise you go to your spreadsheet and change it using the name of the field which you want it to be mapped to in HubSpot. So after this has been mapped, we are going to select next, and then do you want to create a contact segment for this import? Of course, I do like to create a segment, which is what will help me to track the history of my importation in the future. So you must select the legal basis for every contact, and they are leads. And do you want to enrich this record? Not for now. And are your properties used in any workflows? Not for now. So we will finish import and see how these records are going to be created. Click on the button if you are following me while I'm doing this, and you will see that we have 10 records, 10 rows has been imported, and 10 records has been created. And then I'm going to also receive a notification, and I'll also receive an email that my contacts has been created. Let's just go over to the contacts and see the contacts that we have created. Mind you, we had 2 contacts before, so it's going to be amounting to 12 contacts right now. Now when you navigate to your contacts, you are going to see the contacts that we have just created. So if you want to check how many contacts that have been created, you can just click on this select button, and it shows you that you have selected 12 contacts, which makes a total of complete 12 contacts, 10 contacts and 2 existing contacts. So this is how to import data and map from your spreadsheet to your HubSpot account. For the purpose of this video not to be bulky, I'm going to be stopping here and then continuing on a second part